I'm so excited for today's project. I know I say that every single time, but Halloween treat boxes, they're so much fun. It's trick or treat yourself boxes. I'm so excited. Seriously, Halloween treats are the most fun thing. I've discovered I don't really send out Halloween cards, but treat boxes, I can't get enough of them. So I was really excited to see this month's Paper Pumpkin was adorable treat boxes. Okay, so every month the Paper Pumpkin kit comes with everything you need to make different projects. So this month was, I think, 24 of these adorable boxes. So they come with the paper clips, everything. Obviously not the candy to put inside, but I mean, I have plenty of that laying around. So that's what they look like. And then last week I showed you, I just really quickly made a messy bow to put on top of it just to make it a little bit more fancy. So that's what they come with. And then I kind of use the stamps and do my own thing just to make sure I get more use out of the stamp. So here's what the stamp set looks like this month. It doesn't come with the case for it, but you can buy the clear cases, and then on my blog right after this live video, then I'll have the link where you can go and print this off. I make these just to keep everything nice on my shelf, so I might as well share them, right? So I'm gonna give you that link on my blog right when this is done. Okay, so are you excited? I'm so excited. Okay, this is this week's Hostess Code, and I'm gonna show you a couple extra things that I've used, but I've kept it to $30 just because I feel like $30 isn't going to break the bank, and it's, you know, for a hobby. Yes, they do cost money, so that I've kept it right at $30 unless you need a heat tool, and then that is an additional $30. So you will definitely want to get that after I show you what we're making today. Okay, so I have two projects, and I'm going to show you the first one, we're going to make it, and then I'm going to show you the second one, and we're going to make it. So here's the first one. It's just a little like tombstone box, but get this, it's so cute. When you open it, you just pull on the little pull tab here we go, ready? Boop, a little hand pops out. Isn't that cute? So then you can just kind of tuck it in there like that. But, boop, isn't that cute? And you can put all kinds of candy in there. I designed it around Nerds, and I don't know what that adhesive is. Nerds, my kids eat a ton of those, so I'm gonna do another one with a Nerds box. But you can use anything that's small, like mini candy bars, so that crunch fits in there, high chew, gobstoppers, maybe put 2 of them in there. So you can use lots of different candies. I think mini Kit Kats, that's what I was thinking of to put in there, mini Kit Kats. That would also work. So you just slide it back in. So the special tool that you're going to need to make the hand pop up is a spring from a pen. So when you get those pens that run out of ink, don't throw it away. Get the spring first and then throw it away. Okay, so let's go ahead and make this. So your Paper Pumpkin kit comes with these little die cuts. So they're already punched out. All you have to do is adhere them to your box. So this is the quick and easy way. You could also use the stamp, and I just wanted to point out this is really cool. So the die cuts and the stamp are mirror image, so you can use both of them and have them like, I don't know, holding a banner. Ooh, that's what I'm gonna do. Holding a banner that says Happy Halloween or something like that. So just wanted to point that out. Okay, so this time I'm going to do just a little bit of stamping, but I'm just going to use these to make it quick. So on my blog Friday, I'm going to have the measurements for this just to spread it out a little bit so you don't get overwhelmed. So this is just, actually I have the measurements right here. I'll tell you. This is just a this one's a 3x5, I think, piece of cardstock, and then I've just scored it at 1/2 inch, 2 inches, 2 3/4, and 4 1/4. So then you're just going to fold that up, and this little extra tab is so that you can glue it shut. So glue dots come in your Paper Pumpkin kit, and those work perfect for this. So I did that on the wrong side. That's okay. I just use my fast fuse because it's quicker to show on camera. To get a box to close really well, then you're just going to fold it flat like this. and then it's nice and creased and it's closed really well too. Okay, and then the top, or the box, this is kind of the top. This is the case that it'll slide through. This is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, and you're gonna score it on each side at 5/8 inch. So for those of you that don't sew, that's the little mark in between 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch. So that's what you're gonna do there. For this one, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna use glue dots. The ones that come in your paper pumpkin are actually a little easier because they're all just on a sheet and you just pick them off. But I'm going to put a glue dot on each corner so that I can close my box. Now, if you're going to be stamping this, definitely stamp it before you put the box together. But we're just going to use the die cuts that are already made. Because if you're mass producing, the die cuts are going to be a lot faster. Oh my gosh, I just did that backwards too. I'm just going to flip it around. See, there's 2 sides to cardstock even when you're not even stamping. Okay, so fold those corners in, and I just, so after you score it, you're just going to snip into the score line and then just kind of cut out a little V so that you can fold that in and it closes a little bit better. So you're going to fold all those lines that you've scored and then just going to tuck that in and then close the box. And I like to lay it flat, and then you can just kind of pinch it closed. Okay. And then this side, so this is super quick. I always talk more on the video, so it actually does go by faster than what I make it as. Okay, so there's the box. To make the little hand spring up, you're gonna get that spring, and you're gonna get a glue gun, whoops, and you're just gonna put a glob, oh, I might need to get my extra glue stick. Just put a glob right by the edge and stick the spring in. The spring's actually a little bit short. That's why I didn't glue the hand on yet, because I wanted to see how high it gets. So, and then you're gonna, oh my goodness, this glue gun's messy. I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue on the hand. Okay, I can't remember which way. Oh yeah, so it's going up. I kind of played around with it, having it go either way, and I ended up having it go up. So just put a little dot of glue on there, enough that it'll stick to the spring and not come apart. So hold that there, don't burn your fingers. Okay, I didn't quite put enough on, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more glue. Oh, I need to get my extra glue gun, my extra glue stick. Okay, and I'm making spider webs as we go. Okay, and then you're gonna let that sit. That's gonna dry up. Oh my goodness, all the glue strings, oh my word, they're gross. Okay, all right, now you could either, before you've put it into a box, you've stamped and embossed, or you're just gonna take this cute little guy and stick him on with your glue dots that also came in the paper pumpkin. So I'm gonna put one on his. And at first I was gonna have the skeleton pop up, and you can do that too. You'll just wanna add him to a punch, just because there's nothing to glue it to right there. So, okay, so I'm gonna glue him on here. And this is like a really not very ornate box, but that's okay. So there's that, and then I've punched out, you guys, this string, it's driving me nuts. Okay, holy moly. Okay, so I've punched out, this is the timeless label punch. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to stamp this image right here, Eat If You Dare. And so I'm gonna pull out, I'm gonna emboss this because it's on black, and so I want it to be, I want it to stand out with white. So you're going to use your Versamark, which if you don't have this, this is like one of the best, like one of the basic things to add to your craft room, because it's super versatile. You don't have to have embossing powder to use it. You can stamp it right on the cardstock and it'll just darken it, so it's like a tone on tone. Oh my goodness. So you're just going to put the embossing powder on there and then tap that off. So there's the heat, or the powder. I'm just going to close this real quick. And then I'm just gonna use my heat tool. Everybody tries to use a hair dryer. It doesn't work. You have to use a heat tool. So I'm gonna do this. Hopefully you guys can see and it's not too loud. So now it's nice and shiny. You can see that. And then what I'm going to do is just adhere that to the back of the box. So again, you could use your glue dots. You could use your hot glue gun, but it might make it stick out too much. So that's okay. Adhere that to the same side as the spring. It would still work, but it wouldn't be as good of an effect there. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Now add your candy. Hold the little hand down. That way when you pull it out, it'll pop right out. And I think this one's a little bit. There we go. And just one thing, when you're pushing that in, you kind of have to hold the back of the label so that it doesn't get caught on the sleeve there. Okay, so there's that one. And then when you're ready to open it, you just pull the tab. There we go. And it jumps out at you. So there's the first one. The second project, this one might even be my favorite. Okay, so here is my Day of the Dead box. And yes, it's one of our coffin treat boxes. They come flat, so you can stamp on it. Oh yeah, I stamped on the other side. You can stamp on it, you can run it through an embossing folder, you can decorate that and then fold it up into a box just to make it easier. So here's my Day of the Dead box, so nice and colorful. And I know you're thinking, where did those stamps come from? Okay, so this is the coolest thing. Look through your stamps and you will find all kinds of different things. This came from a big thank you. This is the stamp set that I used a couple months ago when I made those bluebonnet treat boxes. So yeah, so I used just the decorative images in here and the flowers. You could also use, I was looking through the past paper pumpkins, you could also use the February one. These would be really cool images as well. So just look through your stamps and you can find something that has some cool images. So here's the box. Let's put some candy in there. We're gonna put these ones in there. This one's like a surprise box of lots of stuff. I did think that like a mini Reese's, like the pumpkins, that would look really cute in here too. So, all right, so let me show you how to do that. It's basically the same thing. You're just gonna take your treat box and you're gonna stamp in Versamark. In fact, I'll show you on here. So I'm gonna use my paper pumpkin stamp. So I used the skeleton, and now it has glue strings all over. So I used the skeleton and that Eat If You Dare. I don't know if you can see that on the video. It's shiny, so you can kind of see where it goes. So these are my main images. And then, just to make it decorative, I'm gonna add some of those other designs. And I've actually already stamped the other side, so I'm not gonna switch up and use a different stamp set. But you're just gonna take and put flowers, or whatever decorative images you have. You're just gonna put those all over. Because yes, even the sides, you'll be able to see the sides. It's kind of like when you decorate your Christmas tree and you've got to put ornaments on the back because otherwise it'll look flat. So same thing here. Okay, so I've added those and then I'm just gonna sprinkle the embossing powder on it, or if it's in a tray or a Tupperware container, then you just kind of scoop it up and shake it around. So I'm gonna put that on there. Don't worry, I'm not gonna make you listen to the heat tool again. But you're just gonna sprinkle that on. And this seriously lasts forever. I think it's $6, and that one has lasted me like 15 years. I mean, true, I wasn't stamping a ton, but I was stamping, so it's lasted a while. It's almost done. I have another backup one. Okay, so there's that. Oh, I forgot to run so if you live in a dry climate, you'll want to get the embossing buddy. I think that's what it's called. And what you do is you just rub that on the cardstock before you stamp. And then that'll keep any of those stray dust pieces off. So, okay, so I'm gonna emboss this after the video. And then I'm gonna clean this up or else it will end up everywhere. Okay, that's good for now. Okay, and so then this is so cool. So you're thinking like, how did you get that colored then? Okay, so after you emboss it, here's what I have. You're gonna take your blends, and just because I know not everybody has blends, I'm just gonna use 3 colors on this one. On this one I used 6 different colors, but I'm gonna use just these 3. The brighter colors I feel like really pop out at you, and I like those the best. So you're just gonna take your blends, and once you've heat embossed it, now it's ready to color on. So you're just gonna color right on those images, and look how bright. So this one is they're all the dark blend marker. You can buy them separate, or they come in a dark and light combo, but it's the same price. So go ahead and buy them separate, and then you can get more colors. So you're just gonna color right on that. This is the dark Lovely Lipstick. This is dark Pineapple Punch, and this is dark Call Me Clover. So these are all our in colors, our last year's in colors that retire next May. So, I mean, that doesn't really show up very well, so I'll show you on a flower. The tips are fragile, so I kind of just color on the side, and that will prevent it from like ripping the tip so it doesn't fray. So there's Pineapple Punch. And do a couple of these. This one's Call Me Clover. And then I'll show you on the box I made what some of the other colors look like. And you don't have to be too exact. It kind of just goes. And feel free to play around. I noticed that if you tried to blend, it kind of wiped the other color off, but feel free to play around. So on this one, you can see I just did little dots, and that's, let me just show you this. So here's a tip. There's a thick line and a thin line, and that's telling you that this is a thick, like a paintbrush marker tip, and then this is just more like a pen marker, or like a pen tip. So to get those dots, I just use the smaller side, and I just put dots right around his eyes just to make it look like a sugar skull. So I don't know if you can see that very well. I don't think it's gonna focus. Yeah, oop, not gonna focus. And I just, okay, there we go. So there's that. And then you're just gonna fold that all up, put your glue dots on there, and then you've got your little box, just like that, full of candy. I mean, you can add a ribbon, but I feel like with the colors, it's fancy enough. I also wanted to show you, make sure to leave some white when you're coloring, because that makes it pop out. I mean, there's nothing more contrasting than black and white, so make sure you leave some white. I didn't really on here. At the end I was like, oh, I should leave it here too, so I left a little bit, but you can see how that really pops out. So leave some white while you're doing that. Okay, so there is the second project. I know I kind of cheated and didn't put the whole thing together, but that would take a while. Not too long, but a little while. So if you have a paper pumpkin kit, you can use you know, get the coffin boxes. I forgot to add that. I'll go add that to the blog. And then just black cardstock. And then you're just going to need the Versamark ink pad and the white Stampin' Emboss powder, and then just a couple different blends. So that's how to make both of these, actually. I wanted to show you one other one that I did that I'm going to turn into a card. I'm going to use some retired cardstock, retired DSP with it. This one I used the white shimmer emboss powder. I don't know if you can see, it's sparkly, but I found that that was really abrasive to the blends tips. So I wouldn't recommend the shimmer embossing powder, just the plain white embossing powder for this one. So there's a couple different things you can do with the cute stamp set that comes with your paper pumpkin. If you don't have a paper pumpkin, you have to be a subscriber in order to get the refills and the kits. So well, all the information's on my blog. Just go to redhotstampers.com. All the information's on there, but right now they do have full-size kits, which means you get that stamp set, wherever it went. You get that stamp set and a little gorgeous grape ink pad. So you get that. Those are $19, and then the refills come with everything except for the stamp set and the ink spot, and those are $10. So subscribe first, and then you can go and add that with these other products to your cart. And if you use this week's Hostess code, I'm going to go ahead and send you one of these little coffin boxes, and then the cut and scored cardstock to make this box. And if I find enough pens, I'll send you a pen spring. But seriously, who doesn't have pens laying around the house that you don't know what to do with? So take the spring out and then throw the rest away. Okay, so there's my 2 projects. Pretty quick and easy. Like, I mean, it's pretty detailed, and this like fun little pop out thing, but it really didn't take that much time. So I don't know, I'm curious, which one do you guys like best? Do you like the pop out hand, the surprise hand, or the Day of the Dead coffin? Or do you like just how it came with a messy bow? Or not even the messy bow? So there's lots of options, so many different things you can do. Okay, so all the details are over on my blog, and don't forget to go click on it. Where did I just put, oh, the stamp set. You can print your case insert. It's free, so go and click on the link to get that, and then you can store all your stamps right on your shelf, and they look very nice. So, okay, thanks for joining me today, and I will see you guys next week.